What's going on, and welcome into your casual gaming news conversation for this week. I'm Nick, that's Connor, and this is your weekly gaming news podcast from Co-op64. Connor, it's Extra Life week, kinda. It's a week out, August 23rd. Very, very exciting times. We might tease out some of the things we're doing on Extra Life during this podcast. We might tease out some of the thermometer goals that we have for Extra Life during this podcast as we get into Extra Life week. It is one of the two big ones for us, one of the two 24-hour streams that we do. But besides all that, how you doing, Connor?
Doing good. Looking forward to Extra Life. Excited to finally challenge you for the belt again. Maybe come out on top. Just to shut you up at this point. I don't really have any interest in being the best gamer at Co-op 64. I just want you to not be the best gamer at Co-op 64. If Brady wins, honestly, that's fine, because you won't talk about it as much.
Connor, if Brady wins, or if you win, I will do what you did not have the courage to do. Sit down and immediately play the game that you go and put out there on the pedestal to say, hey, if you beat that, it's on.
I'm going to make you play The Last Guardian.
How long is The Last Guardian?
I don't know, it's like 12 hours.
Yeah, one weekend, Connor. I'll see you a week after Extra Life. Cash in, have the glass shatter. I'll literally just like dive through your window and then like go and be like, time to cash in. We don't have an official like Money in the Bank or anything like that. We might need to purchase a Money in the Bank or something like that, because guess what? I'm going to go beat that game, and then it's going to go down, Connor. It's going to happen. And speaking of things that are going to happen, we're going to hop straight into housekeeping. I'm doing well, by the way. We got the boys in. It's going to be a fun weekend for sure. But we're going to hop straight into housekeeping. Patreon.com/Co-op64 is how this show happens. We are so grateful for the people that go over to Patreon. Amazing members at the $5 tier get this show 3 days early. They get the casual gaming conversation 3 days early. Episode 100 coming up. You're going to want to see it. And they also get a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation every single week. We just did a Q&A. I did a Q&A, and I answered basically every question that was written in. If you went and wrote in with your username alongside it, it probably got read. So it was a lot of fun. An hour and a half can fly by, apparently, with me just talking to myself. It went way too fast, but it was a really fun Q&A. I think that some of the questions were insanely insightful when it comes to just how Co-op 64 exists and how we do what we do in the 2 years in and going through this process. It really was a special Q&A. And then there's also just like silly questions in there, like what song you tossing on aux and a kickback. Moving along, though, at the $10 tier, you can get the Co-op 64 podcast, our conversational podcast. You can also get Recollect and Retro, which is Connor's retro collecting show. And you can go and get exclusive TikToks that post over there every single week. One of those 3 different shows post every single week on Saturday. Also, you can go at the highest tier and get your name read at the end of each and every podcast we do here at Co-op 64, and have the opportunity to write in a topic for the Co-op 64 podcast and potentially have it be read as the 4th topic. Moving along, Twitch streams. We are back with Tuesday and Thursday being more Mario Sunshine Madness and me being very upset about it. On Monday, we will be back with Jack and Daxter. If you missed out on that first episode, if you only watched group streams on Monday, that is now posted on YouTube. The first episode, we did that on Tuesday. We're back on Monday's group stream, me, Connor, Brady, all on the couch. It's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it. And then Wednesday, Connor is finishing out Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. Has your opinion gotten like any better?
Yeah.
Do you like, okay, yeah, you like just a bit more?
Last stream was the most I liked it. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's definitely getting better as I go along.
Yeah, for me, I also think that that's how, when I played it, it got better as it went along. I think that like I didn't like love it until really like second act is where I was like, oh, like I sort of know what's happening. I think after you go through putting on the like doctor's costume or the scientist costume, after you get through
that's where I started last stream. And
nice.
Yeah.
I think that it really cooks after that. And it's literally just like nonstop. But the goal is Connor's going to try to beat Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater on Wednesday. So go check out that stream. It might go long potentially, or it might get pushed into next week or whatever, but go check out that stream. I'm gonna be watching a ton of that stream, because watching the finale of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater might be one of those finales that I can watch literally over and over and over again. But The big one is Extra Life. Thank you so much for allowing us to do another amazing 24-hour charity stream trying to go and support Cincinnati Children's Hospital. It's a great organization. It's the one thing that we really do go all out for. And you can expect some fun games being played. I'll toss out, we will be finishing out Jack and Dexter during that stream. We will be doing the Co-op 64 Gauntlet. And I'll even toss out that, yes, we did buy WarioWare Smooth Moves, literally just for co-op, for Extra Life, not co-op day, for Extra Life stream. And Wario Smooth Moves, if you do not know, is a delightful party game, and it makes you look really ridiculous as you play it. So you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll even toss this one out there. We've teased it multiple times. I'm just going to say it. Me and Brady doing a Date Everything stream together is on the thermometer. Will there be beers? Most likely. Moving on. So August 23rd, though, you're going to want to go and be there starting out at 10 a.m. over on twitch.tv/co_op64. 24 hours of streaming, charity streaming. It's going to be a great, great time. You're not going to want to miss that. Moving over to the Discord. We have an amazing Discord of over 2,500 members. Go and join up, hang out, have a blast as we go and continue talking about the latest and greatest in games and just having great general conversation. You're going to want to hop in there. It's a great time. The link is in the description below. Co-op 64 store for merch. We are making progress. Just a little heads up there. We are making progress. There's some things behind the scenes happening, but co-op64store.com, you can still get merch if you would like to. Somebody literally was like, oh shit, they have merch. It's like, yes, you can still go over there and get merch if you would like, and they are shipping things out seemingly at a much higher rate, but we're still trying to transition from that storefront to a new one. Review us over on an Apple podcast. It means the world to us. It gets the show out to more people. Just a reminder for this show, we said this on the last show. I'm going to say it again on this show. This is probably the last time it's going to be part of housekeeping. Timestamps. Casual gaming conversation, casual gaming news conversation will have timestamps. So if you're looking for a story, it's going to be super easy to find. If you're listening this to on Spotify, in the description for the video, there's timestamps. All that stuff, YouTube, timestamps, they will be there. And it is there for you to be able to go and find those stories that you need. And then when it comes to the comment section, hop in the comment section and let us know if we messed something up on the show so we can set the record straight on the next episode. Also, you can just say something nice in the comment section to help the algorithm out a little bit. Say why you're excited about Extra Life. And actually, if you have gone and watched an Extra Life from Co-op 64, 2023 or 2024, let's know some of your favorite moments from Extra Life over the past couple years. Because there's been some moments, aka the hot chip.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, literally one of the worst moments of my life was eating that hot chip.
Having to eat that early in stream was like the worst possible scenario. It wrecked me for the next 24, 48 hours. It was not good.
It was not good. So if you want more fun shenanigans like that, Extra Life 2025, you're not going to want to miss it. Headline. Gamescom exec says it was never in competition with E3, has a responsibility to step up now it's gone. This is Chris Scullion at VGC. Quote, in an interview with The Game Business, Felix Fack, managing director of Game, the German trade body which runs Gamescom, was asked about how the show's relationship with E3 worked over the years. Fack replied that Gamescom and E3 were never in direct competition with each other and tended to complement each other instead. Quote, we were in great partnership with E3 through the years, and it was never a competition, end quote, he explained. Quote, it was more, announce your game at E3 and play it at Gamescom, end quote. Fact says the death of E3 was beneficial to Gamescom in some ways due to the added responsibility it placed on the show, but also had its setbacks because game publishers had to rethink their announcement strategies. Quote, in some ways it was good because people expect us to be the major global week for games with the highest visibility for everyone, end quote, he said. Quote, so that's our responsibility to present a stage for the industry to fulfill this. This need is also a disadvantage because Gamescom is not so strong in the calendar. Sometimes we had to deal with the HQ teams more as it needs to fit the global calendar for companies, end quote. Connor, this is a real interesting one. Obviously, the main reason we pulled the story was it's a Gamescom story. and we wanted to hop into Gamescom predictions. That's the big reason. But I was talking to you a little bit off camera about just like being like, yeah, Gamescom stepping up. It's cool to think about the fact that like this is taking the place of E3 a little bit, and it has a spotlight that it didn't have in a major way when it came to eyes on the outside looking in, which I find to be very fascinating because it never had to go and really have that spotlight because E3 was just the moment where you'd sit down and go and watch PlayStation present on a Saturday and Xbox present earlier that day and Tuesday's Nintendo and all that stuff. But now it's a little bit more of like, oh shoot, Gamescom, you're kind of one of the two options for summer showcases and places that people can show off games. It's very fascinating. But at the end of the day, the reason that we pulled this story was Gamescom predictions. So Connor, I have a list of some games that we already know about that could show up to the show. Do we want to hop in with the big one first?
Let's do it.
Hollow Knight Silksong. Where are you at, Connor, with Hollow Knight Silksong? And do you expect it at this year's Gamescom?
It's one of those things that going into this, I would have said there is a 100% chance that it gets shown at Gamescom opening night live and gets a release date because Xbox is involved. They're going to have it playable on the show floor. Nintendo's also going to have it playable on the show floor. But wouldn't it be so Hollow Knight Silksong to not show up at this? And the one guaranteed spot where you're like, it's definitely going to happen, it doesn't happen, that would just fit the narrative that this game has been on for the last few years. So it would be funny, but I will still say that it's going to happen.
Connor, I'm going to throw the gauntlet down. We talked about it earlier on the podcast. The hot chip. If Hollow Knight Silksong does not show up at Gamescom 2025 opening night live, I will do the one chip challenge one more time.
That's wild.
I'm betting on Hollow Knight.
You never bet on Hollow Knight Silksong, dude.
It's like betting on the Jets, dude. It's like betting on the Jets, but I'm doing it. I have gone and wrestled with this for the entire week, being like, what can I toss out there? And the most painful experience we've done on stream thus far has been that hot chip. And I'm like, I will never do that again. Guess what? I will do it again if it doesn't show up. That's how assured I feel that it will be there. And the worst part of this is I'm the only one reacting to this. So if it doesn't show up, the amount of defeat that is going to be on my face after the show will be legendary. With that being said, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. It has to be there. It is on the show floor. Xbox, Nintendo. These are games that will be able to be played, and it is one of those games. If it is not there, I'm going to feel so bad for the people that have waited patiently, have not been like raging every single time that it's not shown up. This is their time. This is the time for the people that, in my opinion, really like, if you've been calm, cool, and collected, you deserve this moment. Like, and if you've been kind of off the walls, you kind of also deserve this moment. This is an exciting time if we are going to get a game like Hollow Knight Silksong on the Gamescom stage. I also think that it would be probably the biggest game that's ever been on the Gamescom stage for announcements for a date, just due to it being Hollow Knight Silksong and it being a little bit more mythical at this point.
Right. I would say that Borderlands 4 is like a bigger commercial success. But,
Yeah.
Song for the nerds for sure.
Like I pulled up when it came to like past years and like getting like updates on things. It's updates on Starfield and Tekken 8 State and like just like smaller things. I went in the Gamescom bag and checked like 5 years of Gamescom announcements. Gamescom normally is not a big deal. Mm-hmm. It's normally not this like bang and showcase. Guess what? Last year's kind of was a banging showcase. And when I say banging, I mean in the sense of
it had two big announcements.
I'll toss out Dying Light the Beast as like a solid announcement.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's something there. It's a well-known IP, a series that has sold millions of copies. Like, yeah, Dying Light is doing the damn thing. And then you have Mafia: The Old Country, and you have Borderlands 4 there. And as I was watching that show, just in general, I was like, this is good. Like, I was enjoying my entire time alongside getting the big announcements. Was part of that due to the fact that Twitch chat's hanging out with me, we're having a great time. I have a giant 2-liter of Dr. Pepper just like right next to me the entire time, ready to go, refill central anytime I need it. 100%, that was part of it.
I would say until proven otherwise, that is the exception, not the rule. So we'll see this year if we get another solid showing at Gamescom, I would start to believe the hype that this could be a more consistent showcase to look forward to. But for now, I'm going to bet on the side that it's going to be a little bit lackluster.
I would too. Normally, I'm pretty good. Like, we've had the conversations often about showcases and expectations. I normally am like a point higher than you on most things when it comes to expectations. But even then, it's like, if it's like just a random state of play, you and I both know to lower our expectations to like a 6 out of 10. Because like there's been multiple 6 out of 10 state of plays. There's been 7 out of 10 state of plays. You know, we're not going in being like, we're going to get the next God of War game, the next Horizon game, the next Ghost game. Like, that's just not what we go into those expectations with. When it comes to Gamescom, I would normally expect like a 4 out of 10 showcase, like a 3 out of 10 showcase. Last year we kind of got like a 7 out of 10, like good. Like I had a good time for what that show is.
Is it good for Gamescom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or is it a good showcase?
I think that everyone is playing different avenues at this point. Where like, do I think that Gamescom is going to be better than SGF this year?
I think you have to compare those two, though.
Yes,
they're both
fine.
Jeff shows.
Well, that's fine. What I'm saying is you can compare those two. I don't think you can compare to the Game Awards. There's way more eyes on the Game Awards than anything else.
Yeah.
That's like, in my opinion, an unfair comparison. But if you look at those two, guess what? Last year, SGF, we were here reacting to it, and it stunk. We did not enjoy that showcase. I enjoyed opening night live last year. This year's SGF was sort of fine. It was a great hodgepodge of games, you know, like that were shown over the course of a couple hours with a big bang at the end. Like that's kind of the cadence that we've sort of noticed. But I think that people like Jeff and like game publishers might look at Gamescom and at this point and be like, this is a good place to show some shit. Like we can go and toss out some games. Like, I would not be shocked. And we have some other games listed here that we're waiting for dates and we're waiting to see what's next. That could go and get that update that we are really waiting for. That release date for some of these titles that still have a 2025 on them. I'm looking for some of these updates, and I need some of these updates, and we'll talk about which games will get them. But my expectations for this year would be low, except Nintendo and Xbox's support on the show floor this year is ridiculous for the games that are being played. The headliner is Hollow Knight, in my opinion, because that's something that it feels like is so mythical and like it's wild that that's on both stages basically. And obviously that marketing deal makes a ton of sense because it's been shown at Nintendo Directs and it's been shown at Xbox showcases. But like the fact that that's there and people are going to be able to play it is super impressive for Gamescom, in my opinion. Like I feel like this is the first time that I've ever heard headlines of this is playable at Gamescom, and that is a headline. And so that is a cool thing to go and be like, oh shoot, Gamescom might have it this year. Could Gamescom become this, not E3 like thing, but just like take the next step? Could we get a great showcase from a Gamescom? And I don't even think a great showcase as Gamescom, I should say, instead of a great showcase overall, because I think that it's possible if we get something like Hollow Knight. And I'll even toss this out there. I don't have any new games listed because like it's hard to go and like pull something out just randomly. But like we might get a new announcement, a new game announcement. Like we know some of the games that are already there, like Black Ops 7 is going to be there. That's cool. Like we're going to talk about the date that got leaked here in a moment for BO7 and everything. But like that's cool. That's exciting. What's going to be the thing that makes us pop off and get excited? Because there were things like that last year, and I think there will be things like that this year too.
I think the biggest uphill battle for Gamescom in comparison to something like E3 is that when E3 was cooking, it didn't have competition between Nintendo Directs and PlayStation State of Plays and Xbox Developer Directs, where everybody was just pushing all their announcements into E3. All the major publishers had their own showcases, so you were getting that big hit at your conference. Gamescom, there's just too many other options right now where I feel like you're getting more eyes on a state of play than you are on an opening night live at Gamescom. That like I think that makes it difficult to pull really big hitters at something like opening night live. And with that in mind, I expect a lot of updates like you kind of alluded to, that like we get dates for stuff, we get windows, we get new gameplay. So yeah,
for me, I just think that people might be smartening up a little bit to opening the night live from a marketing standpoint compared to Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest, new, exciting. You can go and dominate a moment in the summer where we know, and we talked about this recently, news in the summer, very chill normally when it comes to video games. Like, you don't get a ton of like major news updates, so you can have a moment like SGF and dominate a summer headline the way that Elden Ring did all those years ago, or even Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did in 2023. Like, that was like a oh shit moment, and it feels like it's E3 week and cool. I feel like this is the kickoff to the fall, which is the most important time for video games often, and this can allow there to be great updates. Because if we get half the updates that are on my list right now, that's a great opening night live to me. That would be a great time. It might not be a great overall showcase, but it might be a good another step for opening night live as a brand. And if we get like 1 or 2 announcements for things of consequence, I think Jeff also knows, is there a bigger announcement other than like a Sony first party thing or like a really important franchise coming back than Silksong at this point for a break the internet moment?
And it's such an easy win too. You don't have, you just need to give the release date. It's not like you're revealing a new game or anything like that from a major publisher or developer. You're just giving the release date for a highly anticipated game. So I feel like that's an easy dub for them, and I definitely think it's gonna happen here.
Yeah, and if that happens here, then like slam dunk. Like it's Gamescom not like it looked at in a different way in the same way that SGF was looked at a different way for Elden Ring. Because in my opinion, yeah, if you get Silksong, I don't think that Silksong like, I think that Silksong for us as a gaming community, major fucking deal. Silksong's not as big of a deal as the next From Software game, the next PlayStation exclusive, the next God of War, the next Spider-Man, like, because those games sold like 5 times what Hollow Knight sold. You know, like those are bigger titles and bigger IP. At the same time, if you want to go and just like get people to freak the hell out on the internet, I don't know if it gets a lot bigger than Silksong when it comes to the nerds. We can move off this Silksong conversation because there's a lot of other games to discuss. Like Marvel Cosmic Invasion. This is one I want to bring in because is this in my top 5 most anticipated games for the rest of the year now? My answer is probably yes. Like a beat 'em up made by the TMNT Shredder's Revenge people. It's like there's a seemingly almost like a tag mechanic where you can select multiple characters. Like, I'm excited about all this, and I think that they could do the twofold thing here. It could be new characters, or it could be the release date.
We don't have the release date yet.
I don't think so.
Okay.
So we could get both, and that would be fucking awesome.
I would say you're definitely getting 2 more characters. It's the release date that is a question mark for me.
And I think that this would be just another great marketing beat, though, to be like, hey, Marvel, obviously a big IP. It helps fill out the show in a way that, like, what I have listed here, and I sent it over to Connor, he's like, not a lot of like crazy bangers or anything. I'm like, yeah, because that's not what opening night live is. And like, I feel like when we're doing predictions, I don't want to be like, yeah, we're gonna get Kingdom Hearts 4. That's not what this showcase is. But it is
Watch it happen. Come on. Give it to me, Square Enix.
Come on.
Please.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would
freak out. Could you imagine? Not gonna happen here, though. like, let's take the deep breath. It's not happening here. So I do think, though, that something like this could go and fill things out and would help this year a lot.
Yeah.
Next game I have listed is Mixtape. My game of SGF. Maybe the game that got the most praise coming out of SGF out of any title. Like, this was awesome. And do I want a release date just because it's on my fantasy critic team? No.
They've just said 2025, right? Have they given a season?
Yeah, we don't have a season.
I don't think it's coming out this year then.
If we don't get a date at opening that live, it's not coming out this year, 100%. But I do think that Jeff has said many, many times he likes the through line in his shows. He likes to go and have these marketing beats where you get the release date, or it's the first trailer somewhere else, but then you get the gameplay, and then you get the release date at a Jeff show. That he loves going and having those separate beats and everything. Like, I don't have it in here, but like, I would not be shocked if we get more Borderlands 4. Like, because he's shown at the game opening live the reveal. I would not be shocked if we get more like just gameplay and another trailer and another thing. I wouldn't
be shocked either. I do not need to see more Borderlands 4 at this point. I am sold.
We're sold. We're both in on Borderlands 4. I literally, by the way, I did put down a stream but then I also realized it's on your birthday, so we might need to go and move that. But Borderlands 4, dude,
We can do that.
it's gonna be a great time whenever we get
Yeah.
to that. But like, I cannot wait for that game. Don't need to see more of it. I do want to see more mixtape, because now that I know what that game is from a gameplay standpoint, I'm like, oh, I want to see all the weird and wacky ideas that are going to be going on with this story. I want to see more of the music and how it's going to intertwine with some of these things. I also think that Opening Night Live is a great place for gameplay. I would love them to show some mixtape gameplay and be like, hey, like this sort of has that What Remains of Edith Finch, where it's going to be different types of gameplay style as you go and progress through this story, and it's set to these awesome tracks, and it's going to be great. Will that be great for our Twitch stream? No, it will get taken down with that licensed music that's playing in mixtape for sure, but it will be great to go and have audiences better understand this game than just having people in press and media go and play it and talk about it. So I want more mixtape, please. If I could have one wish, I would rather get a mixtape date than a Hollow Knight Silksong date, personally, because I'm more excited about that game, I think.
That's fair.
But obviously, like, when it comes to reaction and this, how madness it would be for... Actually, correction. No, I'd rather the Hollow Knight date, because apparently I need to eat a hot chip if it doesn't happen. But no, I do want mixtape desperately.
I'm just saying that's a blasphemous thing to say on the internet, that you're more excited for mixtape than Silksong. I get it though.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
But the Silksong fans are not gonna understand
Well, you
that.
also I haven't beaten Silksong, you
Yeah,
know, like or the Hollow Knight. So
Yeah.
like maybe my opinion would change on that, and it becomes my 10th masterpiece score. And
When are you gonna get to that?
sometime, dude. Well, right now, if you want to support the show over on Patreon, I'm gonna have to get to it a lot sooner, because we have the spoiler cast at 375. But like, yeah, I do want to get to it. That is the thing. When we start getting a little bit closer, I will start taking my Switch 2 in bed with me and playing an hour before bed each night and stuff like that. Moving along, like I said, we're gonna do small ones too. Sonic Cross Worlds character reveals. We got to preview this at SGF. I totally think that that's kind of like another one of those. It's not a big deal, but it's probably going to be here, right? And it's going to fill the show in a cool way.
1000%.
Yeah, like, and Sega loves Jeff shows. Sega loves Jeff shows. We got the 2D Sonic game that got revealed a couple years ago, 2023. That was 4 players. I have no idea what the title is off the top of my head. It's not important.
I'm thinking of SGF. Project Century was there. Another Sega game. What's the full Stranger?
Stranger Than Heaven.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Dude. Could we get Stranger Than Heaven? Probably. Yeah. Like, I think that there's a money to bank that Sega's going to show up and show out, because that's what they've done with Jeff shows all the time. Even you go back to the Game Awards with Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, the super game that they revealed a couple years ago. Like, that could be here. Like,
Sega is just crushing it right now too, and it feels like they have a good cadence with their releases. Feels like they're always coming out with something.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that I had here Sonic Cross Worlds character reveals, and not like the 3 other bigger Sega projects. But here's the thing: I'm setting my expectations properly. I'm not expecting Project Century to show up and get it.
We just saw that. I don't expect it either. I'm just saying that I was supporting your argument that Jeff loves Sega. Sega loves Jeff
for sure. And then we have 3 fun ones that before we get to one that's a little bit bigger, because it goes back to the Hollow Knight conversation. Luminous Arise. Could we get the date here, or is that definitely state of play?
I was going to say state of play. I think it's possible, but I would bet on
September state of play. That feels kind of money to bank there. I do think that it is possible, because once again, was able to preview it at SGF, and there's some relationship there between Jeff and this team. But like, other than that, I think that this is state of play.
Right.
It's Sony IP. That's the big part, right? That like that IP of Luminous is so well tied to Sony. I think that they would want to market that game.
I don't think they own it.
Yeah.
Because I
don't think they're developing it.
Ubisoft developed the one on Vita.
That checks.
Yeah.
Skate 4. It was at SGF last year. What the fuck's happening with this game? People who've gotten the play test,
right?
Do we get a open beta potentially?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. I would love that. Like, I would love to go and hop in and play more skating games, because I've been shredding in Tony Hawk. That's the other thing, Connor. Last night, finished out stream. I had a great time playing Battlefield with you, dude. We're gonna talk about Battlefield later in this episode. Holy shit,
so fun,
Connor! I'm pulling that clip for the Clips channel 100%. If you're getting 10 in a row,
you're one good clip from the entire 3-hour session. Nick was so bad at this game, but he popped out once. That definitely did happen.
Is it about the person that goes and misses all the shots and then hits the buzzer beater, or would you rather be somebody that like puts up 28, 5, and 5? let me be the buzzer beater boys. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. But no, I had a great time playing that. It was a lot of fun. But last night I did, right after I finished up, I was like, I got to play just 30 minutes. 30 minutes of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. And oh my gosh, what a freaking video game.
Yeah.
So give me more skating games is what I'm trying to say. Like, I would love to get lost in this world and have a great time.
Yeah, I'll say beta for sure. And I would not be shocked if we get a release date.
Hades 2. I feel like this is a sneaky one where I don't expect it here, but I don't also not expect it here. Like, it's not like, oh, it's not going to be here because it's going to be somewhere else. Like, it feels like it easily could be here, but I'm not expecting it to come out and like open the show or close the show. I felt like that was more of an SGF thing because of the pomp and circumstance that I believed SGF still had. Whereas now I could just see it showing up at Opening Night Live and being one of the major headlines, and maybe Jeff starts the show out by being like, we're going to be talking about indies, baby. And like he goes down that narrative because he likes those threads too. So I'm going to say a tentative no. I don't expect it, but I wouldn't be shocked if it shows up.
They just did that major update, which is the last one before release, right? So I would expect that they go quiet for a little bit here. We see it at Game Awards and with the release date, and it comes out in 2026.
Yeah. Could a shadow drop at Game Awards?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
It's the sequel
It's too
to
big, yeah.
sequel to one of the best games in the past 5 years. So yeah. And then I want to wrap this conversation around one last time to the Xbox ROG Ally X. Does that get a date here? Because we still don't have a date on that. And Connor,
We don't have a price either.
If we get a date on that, we know at least the timeline of when Hollow Knight's going to come out beforehand. And Xbox last time at Opening Night Live, I believe, showed up too when they announced the Indiana Jones thing. Do you remember that whole coming to PS5 too and all that major headline there? So Xbox does show up to these events.
Yeah.
In kind of a large-ish way. They also don't have marketing beats outside of a partner showcase for the rest of the year, really.
And we already know that Outer Worlds 2 and Ninja Gaiden 4
are there. Yeah. So like that's a great little like if you want to go and I think that that's worthwhile so much so to be even a show opener or closer. Hey, ROG Allies here. We announced it earlier because it's not just the ROG Ally. It's Silksong.
I would say that this is for sure happening. There's been leaks happening left and right for this. We basically know the price at this point. I think we know the release date from the leaks, that they probably are just like, we gotta just get this information out there and let people know what's what. And yeah, I think we see it here for sure.
If we see it here, and I agree, I think we see this here, and I think we see Hollow Knight here. Which one comes to the stage first? Because the only way that you can like keep the anticipation for Hollow Knight, right, is if you don't know that Xbox Ally's date yet, because you'd want that hit. Because let's just say random date comes out September 10th, right?
Yeah.
If it's September 10th for the Xbox Ally X, and we know that at the very start of the showcase or something, and then we're holding Silksong to the end, it's like, well, like, we know it's going to be before September 10th, and then it's like September 10th. It's like, or do you do it at the same time?
That's what I was thinking. You do exactly what they did during the Xbox showcase and just do like a sizzle trailer with the release date of the Xbox ROG Ally X, and then right next to it, the release date of Hollow Knight Silksong.
Hell yeah. Well, that's all I got for you, Connor, when it comes to Gamescom. I'm excited for Gamescom. Come and hang out. I don't have the time up in front of me, but Gamescom Tuesday, whenever Opening Night Live starts, I will be live approximately like 20-ish minutes beforehand. Maybe I'll pre-stream on TikTok even. Have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun because now there's stakes to this. There are stakes to this, Connor. I'm not excited about those stakes, but I'm betting on Hollow Knight Silksong. Oh my gosh. Headline. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 to release November 14th. This is Andrew Heighton at Insider Gaming. Quote, sources and leaks left, right, and center have unofficially confirmed that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 launches on November 14th. The 2025 edition of the franchise is a sequential sequel to 2024's Black Ops 6, but an actual follow-up to Black Ops 2 and sees the series head in a more futuristic direction. Connor, this is always tough We never like reporting on leak stuff. Like, that's never the goal of this. We prefer them to be able to get their marketing beats out the way that they want to, probably at opening night live even. With that being said, November 14th, does this what does this do for you?
That's later than usual, right? It's been October for the last
Yeah.
few years. Wonder if that has anything to do with Battlefield 6 potentially. Black Ops 7 does nothing for me, if I'm being perfectly honest. I feel like I get my Call of Duty fix once every 3 to 4 years. It was Modern Warfare 2019, the
Yep.
reboot of the Modern Warfare franchise, and then it was Black Ops 6 last year. I'm putting this one on ice for a while, unless they come back with a really compelling zombies mode. Like if it was Black Ops 3 style zombies again, I would hop back into Call of Duty. But for now, I'm going to pass on this one, I think. That being said, if they bring back like a bunch of BO2 maps and it's like really close to BO2, like there was rumors going around for a while that this was literally going to be a BO2 remaster or remake, similar to what they did with the original Modern Warfare.
Yep.
It's not that, obviously. But if it was,
Yeah.
I would have been all over
Well,
that.
I think that this being the follow-up to BO2, could we get like a Newtown 2025 version of Raid or Hijacked on this? I think so. Like where it's just a basic reskin of one of those very classic BO2 maps, or just any Black Ops map in general.
Yeah.
Can we get a firing range in there? And they just need to do almost like what Mario Kart World did, where it's like, give us a bunch of new shit, but just a couple of flares of nostalgia. But then you and I are not multiplayer days at the end of our Call of Duty experience. I love playing Call of Duty multiplayer. I suck at it, but I love playing it. It's my late night treat after streaming or hanging out or doing something. And it's kind of been that way ever since Cold War for me, where like Cold War was a game that I played after going out with friends, and all of a sudden it's 10:30, 11, and I don't want to like go and drink that night or do something or go out. So I just went and played Cold War until like 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning multiplayer, and I had a good time with it.
I hated Cold War.
With that being said, same deal with BO6 last year. I played BO6 till 1 a.m. often, like, and 1 a.m. might be on the early side of things. I played that game late. With that being said, we are zombies, boys. That is what we show up to a Call of Duty for. That's what we show up to a Treyarch Call of Duty or a anything that has the Black Ops brand in Call of Duty for. I think that they are going to, hopefully, my prayer in the sky is that they go in and say, yeah, we're removing loadies. Because, Connor, I don't want to spoil, and I'm not going to spoil things. There are things in the BO6 story, though, that are pointing to the fact that things might be changing a little bit when it comes to zombies. And I'm very interested in those changes as somebody that loves the zombie timeline. I've gotten I have no idea where we're at now after Cold War and BO6. BO4, I think I could get us home. I think I can land the plane on like explaining kind of the zombies storyline, even though it's just like a crazy timeline stuff, all that stuff. With that being said, I think that there's a chance that they go a little bit more classic zombies due to the story stuff that we know are happening. And if they go a little bit more classic zombies, they just need to do one small thing. Bring back one map. I don't even care which one it is, but it needs to be from Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. And if you go and remastered a Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 map, especially if its name is Kino der Toten, I think that it's a slam dunk for what that could be, because everyone loves Kino. That like the one thing that I've learned more than anything else in the zombies casuals community, it is that Kino der Toten is that map for so many people.
So you're saying that they would bring back Kino and just that would be the only map?
No. They would have Kino and they would have something new, and maybe here's what they should do. Yeah, I'm gonna solve Call of Duty Zombies real quick. You bring back Kino for all the casual people. You bring back Town for the really casual people. And then you get a batshit insane map that is just infused with Jason Blundell's magic, and release that too. That's what everyone wants. You want good freaking zombies.
That's not what everybody wants, though.
Really?
Because people fucking love BO6 zombies.
That's true.
Which is blasphemous to me. I don't understand it.
It plays well. It plays well. That's the thing that I go back to.
It's lacking in almost every area that I look for in Call of Duty Zombies.
It's lacking in style. That's the thing. It doesn't have sauce. This needs to be a hot take. We talk about Rapture. We talk about Columbia. We talk about Yarnum. Shadows of Evil needs to be right there in that conversation for style.
Really good.
It is oozing style in a terrific way. So that's one of those that, like, I feel like when we talk about video game sauces, that needs to be a draft that we do soon. Which games have the most sauce? And I will bring up BO3 just for Shadows of Evil because that's how good it is. We need to talk about these zombies getting sauced up. Is sort of what I think the end goal is. If they go and have sauce, good stuff. I don't know though if there is a current modern version of zombies that people will fall in love with, though, unless they really go and try to recapture the magic that they had in BO1, BO2, and BO3. And I think that is a deliberate effort that is made by going and bringing back some of those older maps. So that's what I hope to see. November 14th, you said it at the start of this story, Battlefield 6 can fucking dominate this fall.
Mm-hmm.
Dominate. And we're going to talk about it. I'll bring it in now for the next news story. The door is wide open for Battlefield 6 to be the biggest game this fall. Headline: Battlefield 6 beta breaks Call of Duty's record on Steam. This is Alex Jones at Variety. Quote, by all accounts, the first stage of the 2-weekend beta was a massive success. And the days leading up to its launch, players were already queuing up in the tens of thousands to log in when the servers opened for early access and general access 2 days later. When the gates opened on Saturday, queues reached as many as 250,000 players, and that popularity did not slow down right until servers went offline on Sunday night. The player count on Steam got as high as 521,079 active players, surpassing the peak of the Battlefield franchise's main rival, Call of Duty. Call of Duty HQ, the title that Steam players have used to access the last 5 releases in the series, has a peak of 491,670. These figures don't take console players into account, but researcher firm Oppenheimer reported that Battlefield 6 beta period saw, quote, over 5 million players, end quote, take part across all platforms, end quote. Connor, we streamed Battlefield 6 last night. We had one of the most fun streams we've ever had in my entire time streaming content.
If you look at the clips from that stream, when I'm locked in on the screen, I have a smile on my face literally the entire time. I didn't even know I was smiling, but I was just having so much fun.
Connor, when you can see your face and you're not like so close where you can barely just only see your eyebrows because you're so into the game, which I understand that the camera is actually, it's one of those tricks where it's like you're not right next to your screen, but it looks like it in a major way. It was very funny. I think that this stream was just hysterical, a ton of fun. You had high praises after beta week 1. Playing with you last night, I now have high praises for this game. My question to you, it really does stem from this article. Can Battlefield knock up the king that is Call of Duty?
I think for the first time, it's possible. I would still say it's pretty unlikely. People buy Call of Duty in droves every single year, seemingly no matter what the quality of the game is. But Call of Duty's in a weird spot right now where it feels like for the first time, hardcore and casual fans are just kind of like over it. They're sick of the microtransactions. They're sick of the Beavis and Butthead skins. It's just really sweaty at this point and super competitive. And it's tough for casual players to get into it. And I think that that's what Battlefield is providing for people to just kind of hop into a really fun multiplayer military shooter and shoot stuff and have a good time with their friends. And that's what I'm getting out of it. I think that it's scratching the itch that I've had since Battlefield 3 and 4, and it's seemingly a really finished, polished product based off of the beta. Like, I have not run into any major bugs or issues. It seems like the servers are holding up pretty well. So yeah, if they can just land the ship on this one, I think this game's going to be fucking huge. And we're just scratching the surface. We're getting a few modes and a few maps right now. Like, there's going to be a battle royale for this game, apparently.
Yeah, that's nuts.
There's going to be a campaign. So, like, if they can also deliver on those fronts, they're going to be able to hopefully deliver a really well-rounded, fleshed-out package for $70 that people are going to be interested in picking up. But if it was just the multiplayer, I would still be interested in picking up because I'm having so much fun with it. So, do I think it's going to be Call of Duty? Probably not. But I would sure as hell like to see it. I feel like Call of Duty hasn't had a major competitor that is in the same space as them for a very long time. That's like really punching back. Like, there's other shooters like
Fortnite.
Rainbow Six, where it's like a little bit more tactical and competitive. There's Apex, which is obviously just a battle royale. To get another like military shooter, kind of in the same vein, it's nice to see another company punching back at Activision and trying to cede some of that space from them. So
Yeah, I'm stoked about this, man. Like we always say competition breeds excellence. That's why we love a very healthy Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation kicking ass. This is the first time I really can obviously see the road for Battlefield 6 to deliver the goods. We joked on this show, on this desk, about Battlefield 6's lofty ass player number that they were going for 100 million players.
yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But it
Like,
I feel better about the potential of that happening today than I did when I first heard that, for sure.
and I don't know where the Battle Royale is standing when it comes to if that's going to be free to play alongside this stuff. If that's free to play, it's really easy to get a lot of free to play players in on a game, you know, like to hit like, 100 million people have touched this game over a certain amount of time and everything. It's like, but like they're delivering it. They're doing it so well to the highest degree where it's like, I love my fun multiplayer experiences that I get to go and kick it with you and Brady and some of our other friends and the amazing community over on Discord, or just like have some of these moments. And shout out to the people that played with us last night in the Twitch chat too. If you want to play games with us in the Twitch chat, come over, hang out. It's a ton of fun. We stream 4 days a week. With that all being said though, like those moments were so lit, so fun. Buildings falling on top of our heads as we were screaming and laughing and losing games. We were losing and having a blast.
Yeah.
And I feel like Battlefield is such a difficult game when it comes to feeling like you're actually making an impact on the field because there's so many people and there's a lot happening around. But like there were moments last night where Connor's diffusing bombs left and right, holding people back. I'm going ballistic. There's just one time, honestly, where I went ballistic. It was great. It's a great clip. Go over to it, check that out. It's amazing. With that being said, like I was having a blast even when I was sucking. Like I was bad. I'm not great at this game, but boy, oh boy, was I having a fun time shooting the breeze with you, talking about catching fire as a building is falling on my head. Like this has all the markings of being one of the biggest games this year. I also agree it's not going to knock Call of Duty off. But who said silver medal's that bad? You know, like it could go and hold that spot for this year. All right, moving along. Headline: Crimson Desert delayed to 2026 due to unavoidable issues, scheduling, voiceovers, console certifications, and other launch preparations. This is Vicky Blake at IGN. Quote: the developer of upcoming open world action fantasy game Crimson Desert has revealed its single player open world adventure game has, quote, unavoidably, end quote, slipped from a Q4 2025 release to Q1 2026. In its latest call with investors, Pearl Abyss said this was due to, quote, longer than expected timelines arising from scheduling coordination and collaborations with multiple partners for offline distribution, voiceovers, console certification, and other launch preparations, end quote. The company said a firm release date will be announced, quote, at a more appropriate time based on business considerations, end quote, but did not specify what those, quote, business considerations, end quote, would be. Players can still expect to see Crimson Desert at Gamescom and PAX West, however, as well as Tokyo Game Show, end quote. Connor, seems like there's a lot going on with this one. Mm-hmm. A lot of not good things when you're trying to get a game out the door, which was supposed to be out the door in the next 5 months, you know, like, or the next 4 months even. Now it is slipped to Q1, but first and foremost, you got hands on with this. Just remind the audience a little bit of what your thoughts were back at SGF.
This game is a lot. I don't know if it's necessarily for me, but I think it is definitely going to be for somebody. It kind of reminds me of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where I think that game also has a lot going on and people really gravitated towards that aspect of it and really enjoyed it. But it's something that I can just kind of tell that I am not going to pick this one up. But I'm excited for the people who are excited about it.
Yeah. It's one of those that I just really, obviously we want every game to be like immensely successful and this team to kick ass and all that stuff. But with that being said, if this one's great and then you and I don't play it like we did with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, oh no, it's going to be another one of those situations where every single comment's going to be waiting for the Crimson Desert review. But are we going to actually get this game Q1 2026, or are you expecting another delay?
I think it's possible that it comes out in Q1 2026, but this game is so fucking big. The world is massive. And like I said, there is a lot going on here that I imagine that bug fixes and polish for this game to get it out the door is fucking hell to make sure that this game is in shipping shape. So yeah, I would not be shocked if it gets pushed, but I hope that it hits that Q1 2026 date for the people who are excited about it.
Yeah, I do too, mainly because I look at Q1 and I'm like, we don't have a ton of release dates yet.
Do we have any?
Oh, we have RE Requiem in February. And other than that, like, it feels like next year is still wide open.
Right.
But I feel like most years we have a really good idea of, okay, if it's gonna get a announcement at SGF or Xbox Showcase or something like that, and then guess what? That's going to be January, February, March. It doesn't feel like we got a ton of those games right now. So I think that a Q1 release is pretty smart. The launch preparations, I could see them being like, hey, some of those launch preparations are our marketing team being like, do not release this game in October or November or December this year.
November is pretty open right now.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. And also December, but maybe they
already know they're gonna release this in February or March, and right now it looks good, but then it'll get all stacked up.
Yeah,
that's just the way game releases seem to work nowadays.
That's totally true. I do hope though that it gets a little bit of a moment to shine the way that I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 really did, because it really kicked off the year in a very cool way for a lot of people.
Right.
Where like that was their first banger. We were reviewing Avowed at the time, but like Avowed hadn't come out yet. Split Fiction and Monster Hunter didn't come out yet. Like what really was open season on for a game that like could convince people by just being really awesome. And that's what Kingdom Come Deliverance really did. Was this game's awesome for a lot of people. Rock and roll. Let's go and pick that one up. This could be the case with Crimson Desert here for sure, but I'm not going to bank on a Q1 release date. I also think that like maybe when I also talk about the marketing behind this game, maybe they're waiting to go and get one more trailer out at a Game Awards where there's going to be a ton of eyes, and then it is the boom, we're going to be out in a couple months. In the same way that Black Myth Wukong, when it came to the trailer that they had at SGF last year, 2 months later, it's here, it's in your hands, you're good to go. People know about this game, but there's a lot of excitement, I feel like, on the internet about Crimson Desert. But personally, I'm not too stoked on it. I think that it could use one more showing to be like, hey, this is why this game needs to be on your radar. And that can be some of those preparations that are being discussed in this article. All right. Thank you so much to the people that go and support this show over on patreon.com/co64. You mean the absolute world to us. We are so, so, so thankful. Thank you to amazing members like Trace Hurd,
Crumbly L,
Sir Shellas,
Lumus,
Ooh, Crazy,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
Swampy Bits,
Jaxty T,
Tristan C,
Sconesy,
Stracken 1978,
Dingleberg Rules,
Centru,
Hilcom Horns,
Go Nash,
Da Scooby,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Stooby Dooby,
We Nuke This Kingdom,
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Metal Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Bear Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Yogi,
Dom,
Whole Nem,
Colin C,
Rock,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Dr. Pookie Bear,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Bad Fellow,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter X1, Skirt,
JMappy3,
Goops,
Ali Bin Ali,
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Casual Gaming News Conversation. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.